If you're sitting here all day like at YouTube watching people travel internationally or figuring out how they got out of the rat race of corporate America or how they fired early and they got out before the age of 65 and changed their lives, then I want you to watch to the end because I will reveal 5 savings and planning techniques that you need to do so that you can live successfully abroad. My name is Keanon Slade, and I have successfully fired. I have achieved financial independence and retired early, and I'm living here in sunny Costa Rica. Good news is I help good guys get a great life outside of the United States. So first of all, you need to have a destination. And yeah, I do kind of mean, is it Costa Rica, Philippines, or any other place, but also you need to have a destination of your FIRE. You don't just want to be financially free for the sake of being financially free. If you don't have a purpose, then there's no destination. You don't know when you arrive. Is $1 million good enough? 2 million? You need to have a destination when you're planning to FIRE. It's time to transition to this part now because I've successfully completed the first step. And when it comes to moving and relocating out of the country, that destination, that financial destination, and that local destination has to align. If you're like, okay, I only need 500,000, but you want to live in one of the most expensive places in the world, then you're not going to be independent very long. You need to figure out, does that match? Does it align? Is there a reason why this destination is the way that I picked? Or is it just a place where I need a vacation and I really want to live somewhere else outside the United States? Number 2, you need to have a plan for your finances. Many people forget it's not just a number, it's not just a picture on the wall, but it's dates. A lot of times you don't know how you're tracking because there's no dates. It's just an arbitrary number when I get to it, No, you need to have a plan that consists of dates. At those mile markers, let's say I gained the extra $1,000, $10,000, and as you're tracking, you're celebrating. And I don't mean you're blowing it. That's a bad way of celebrating. But you might go out for an extra small thing out of your play account. You might just go for a walk, or you might take some more time to celebrate with your loved one. You want to have dates and a way of tracking it. I do recommend Quicken so that you can see where you are. And because things like, especially if budgeting has been a scary word or you're going back and forth and you hit Christmas and oh, I need to buy the world. You need to figure out, okay, did I mess up my date? Your mental health gets bad when you're set a goal and you don't achieve it. But if you set a goal and you can get back to it, then that helps you. Yeah, I messed up, but I'm going to do even better so that I can make changes so that I can catch back up. Number 3, when it comes to international planning, you need to plan for your family. Yes, you need to plan for your F.I.R.E that's going with you. That's great. You need to honor the agreements that you had, like, oh, we're going to go to the beach. We're going to spend some time exploring. We're going to see the birds, or we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Yes, you want to honor those plans. But there's also the other part of your family, the people that are not going. It could be your mother, your mother-in-law. How are you planning to visit them? Are you going to visit? How are you going to talk and stay in communication? Virtually, everybody went through the pandemic, so that should not be a weird thing now. Virtually in between times. And the reason why that I stress this so much because it gets expensive and it messes up your plan when you and your spouse are not on the same page as, are we visiting? Are we seeing each other? I missed this thing and I missed that thing because you had no plan to connect. How you're going to fix that is that plan for it as much as possible. What that looks like is that you are on the same page with your spouse. Like, we're going there for Christmas, or they're coming here for Christmas. And honestly, that's probably the best way. If you get a place like in Central America or a place that's hot, then it is fun to honestly have a summery Christmas every once in a while, in my opinion. You have a plan for them that's in your budget and it's not a surprise. You know, when you're like, oh, I'm just homesick, I'm leaving tomorrow, and the plane ticket is astronomical. Yeah, that stuff doesn't work for you. You want to have a good plan for your family so that you are spending time with, yes, you're local and you're doing local things, but you're having a good time with the people that didn't come with you, and maybe you can be the vacation. So that's a good plan because that saves the money on your side, and they get to see a new place because you took the jump and the leap to relocate to another country. And before we jump into number 4, I want you guys to click the freebie link below to find more information about the things that you need to consider and the things you need to think about, and even some tips that will help you to relocate to a different country as you FIRE. Number 4 is to like, comment, and subscribe. No, just kidding. Number 4, but do that. Number 4 is to plan your budget where you have experiences. Yeah, so when you're in the United States, you've probably budgeted for your house and your car, and yeah, that's it. But when you're moving to a different country, You want to have your budget where you're able to see different places. Travel most likely will be a good chunk of the reason why that you moved to the country. You came to the country wherever it is, if it was Costa Rica, Philippines, heck, Paris. Every once in a while, I want to go to the other side, which means I need to stay in a hotel so that I can see this beach or this hot spring or this volcano, or I need to make a day trip. There's going to be expenses that you normally don't occur, that if you're just sitting at home and you're worried about going to work and coming home, or going to school and coming home. There are more expenses that you have to occur. Now, those expenses can be offset by, oh, I don't need a car because I'm going to use public transportation, so forth and so on. But you want to budget it in where you're just not moving to a whole different country and only looking at your four walls, because you might as well just stay in the United States for that. So you want to do something where you're enjoying and experiencing life. My example, the reason I moved Costa Rica is I love to be outside. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but there's mountains back, with the cloud without messing up, the color of the thing. There's mountains. I love seeing the mountains. I love even, walking and climbing on the mountain. Well, not climbing like that, but you experience it, you'll know what I mean. You're climbing when you're walking on the mountains. And I love seeing that because you get these, beautiful views. And so I love that. So I traded in for, okay, I don't need this. And so those are the things that you need to figure out. And then number 5, and this is my biggest recommendation, no matter where you go, you need to home base. And what I mean by that is a lot of people, because you have the United States mindset, all they tell you is go to school, get a house and get a car and throw some family in there. And it's pretty much the same thing, but that doesn't work when you're getting to learn a different country. The first thing that you want to do is to get home base first. A home base allows you to rent a place and stay there for whatever time period it is so that you can get used to the environment. One big thing about Costa Rica is we have tons of microclimates. No, it never snows, but there's certain sides that are rainier than others. There's times where it's hotter than others, and you might find the perfect house. It's beautiful, but you hate the climate. It's too far away, or maybe you're too far high in the mountains and there's nobody out there and all your needs are down, below, but the house is pretty. You don't want to make the mistake of, I'm just going to buy a house, no matter if that is to live in or for business. You want to be able to see the area and don't buy sight unseen. You want to be able to see the area, get to know the people, get to know the land, and see if is your community even here? That is a big question. And I don't just mean English speakers, because that's not the community that I'm talking for, but did you find a community of people that you feel like you can gather around when you're creating your local resources? Or is it just you're not feeling it? And you don't want to be stuck in a house, because this is not the United States market. No matter where you go, it's not the United States market, because it's not the United States. There are certain places that you go, and selling your house can be a year. It can be an awesome house. In the United States, I was upset that it took me 3 weeks to sell my house. When I moved here and my neighbor wanted to sell their beautiful 3-story house, it was American style. I think it's probably been 3 years and it's still on the market. And it's not that the house was bad, is that the dynamics and the market is different. You don't want to get caught up, realize I don't like this place, or I don't like it because this, or not necessarily I don't like it, but I found something better for this reason. You want to be able to have the flexibility. So you want to home base first. It will help your finances tremendously when you can figure out the right place and just buy once, or buy in that area one time versus, here or there. No. So you want to do that. All right, as I said before, I'm dropping a link for a freebie for you guys so that you can have more information that will help you on your journey to relocate to a different country. And if you like the video, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you got this far in the video, I want you to say, we're on our way. Put that in the comment section, and I will see you on the other side.